The death toll in the George building collapse now stands at 32, with 20 people still unaccounted for. The Deputy Minister of International Relations, Alvin Botes, has appealed for financial assistance from the public to help repatriate the bodies of foreign nationals killed in the George building collapse. Representatives from the High Commission of Zimbabwe and Malawi are also in George to meet with family members of the victims and oversee the repatriation process. According to Botes, repatriation is not covered by consular support services covered by DIRCO. 81 people were on site when the building collapsed last Monday. Well, for more on this story, we cross now to Tanya Kraus, who is our reporter standing by for us in George. A very good afternoon, Tanya. Of course, you've been covering this story for the past while. Tell us about what's happening on the ground where you are.
Good afternoon. Yes, operations are ongoing. Statistics remain the same. It's about 191 hours into the operations at the moment. And hi, sorry. Apologies. We are 191 hours into the operation at the moment. I have two representatives from the local Zimbabwean community with me, Pastor Tapson Blawundi and Freddie Mafa, who's been assisting Zimbabwean nationals that are here at the Civic Hall. Pastor Blawundi, just tell us about the assistance that you have been giving the Zimbabwean nationals here.
Greetings, thank you very much for having me. I came here after I've been called to come and assist by firstly interpretation. Some of Zimbabwean guys, they don't hear English, or sometimes they hear it, but in order to get something, to grab something very well, you need to use your vernacular language. So I was assisting by that. And also we have a Zimbabwean community whereby when things happens, most Zimbabweans are at work, are not at the site. So I was there to help those who were grieving and updating those who are at work.
Thank you so much, Pastor. Freddie, if you can just tell us, we have received some information that AFBOP will be assisting the people who have lost relatives. Just tell us about the information you've received so far.
The information we've received is that AFBOP will be able to offer a service worth 18,000 rand to carry the body, embalm it in Cape Town and take it to Johannesburg, and then the families may pay an extra 7,000 to take the body home. That is what they have assisted with.
And that must be quite a relief for the family.
It is a relief, especially most of these, knowing the situation, in Zim, most of these people cannot be able to afford that.
And of course, as we've heard about the appeal for donations to assist with families with repatriation, I think for some families even 7,000 rand is a lot.
It is a lot, but I think I would like to appreciate, the spirit of oneness, the spirit of Ubuntu that is amongst the Zimbabweans that are in George, because besides this disaster, last week they managed to put money together for somebody who was murdered in Tembaletu, and they managed to raise about 48,000, to take the body home, which was enough. And so in a disaster like this, regardless of how much money you have, you need assistance from other people. This is why you find even pastors come in handy, and they offer psychosocial assistance and spiritual guidance. And you need the families right now, they need every support that can be offered. That is why we've been here from day one, because the trauma is, and the problem is, the developers have not even sent a single word of condolence. Not even one of them has appeared to say, I've been working with these people, and the people that are working inside here are having it very difficult to identify bodies. Some of them have been trapped since day one from Monday and last week, and obviously, you know, the bodies decompose, the features of a person change physically, you know, and it has been difficult, and some people only have got one name and the process, but we really appreciate the great work that the people are doing, the team is working, and it's really appreciated.
Freddie, you've mentioned the issue regarding foreign nationals trying to get work and they don't have identification, so they use another identification in desperation.
That is the problem that they have been facing when we had a meeting with the Disaster Management Committee. Some people, you know, because they're desperate to get a job, they use a document that is not theirs, which we condone, we don't appreciate, because in a disaster like this, you will identify the wrong person as being deceased. So, but my appeal to the South African government and to everybody who is listening right now is, if all the minds can come together and to try to sort out this problem, because I've been looking at people that have been here, people that are here, people that I meet, you know, that are undocumented. Most of them, 90%, they don't want to be undocumented, but the process, I think, to them is just cumbersome. If the government can come up with a policy to say, make it very simple and let these people, because this problem, we must admit, we have an elephant in the room. This problem is here to stay with us. Let's do something about it. Let's sit down and say, allow these guys, for example, I'll give you an example of the 2,000 Zimbabweans that are on record as documented. If each pays 1,500 as they are doing to VFS, that is 3 million that the government is raising. What if 3 million people pay 1,500? How many millions is the government raising? That they can take that money, channel it into service delivery, and document people, give them something, some form of documentation, so that if the guy comes and breaks into my house, there is some fingerprints to be traced somewhere. But you know, the process is just so cumbersome and difficult, yet the reality is people are coming and people are there.
Thank you so much, Freddie.
Welcome.
That was our representatives from the Zimbabwean delegation here in George.
Thanks very much, my colleague there, Tanya Kroos, reporting from George.